Hey up now then folks, you join us for another one of Derkek Bennett's cine films. This time it just features the Malton Bypass, which was constructed in the 1970s, mixed in with some new shots I've taken to show you now and then glimpses into the past. This clip we see here was taken by John Sherwood and shows that all the traffic had to pass through Malton. This here is Yorker's Gate, and at the other side of Norton, people used to be queued back to Scarborough just to get through. In 1976, campaigners were in the streets over the delay of building the bypass, but finally, in June 1977, work finally started after 50 years of talks, negotiations, planning and setbacks. The contract for doing the dual carriageway was carried out by Dowsett Engineering Construction Limited, which we can see written on the side of this road scraper. The 5.5 mile bypass cost around about 7 million, but then I also saw it cost 8.2 million elsewhere, so I'm unsure of the exact figure. I have shown a few friends this cine video along with another one of Malton, which it was going to be one long video, but it was maybe just a bit too long, so I've split it up with this of just the bypass and the other ones of various other bits happening in Malton. And a lot of them thought that Malton hadn't changed a lot. However, if you look at some of the photographs taken by David Wakely, who was contracted by Dowsett to take photos of the progress every month or so, weather depending, with the help of his good friend and local farmer Carl Wilkinson, who flew the plane over the 5.5 mile bypass, which you can clearly see how many extra houses have been built over the 47 years, along with Malton Community Sports Centre and the disappearance of the Malton Showfield, where the Michaelmas sheep sale used to happen, which I have a link to that video as well if you want at the end, and also Malton Show, which has now moved to Scampston Hall. I'll also be leaving a link in the description to David Wakely's Rydale page, which features a lot more photos of the bypass being built and a bit more of an accurate description of what happened and why. It's very hard to tell where it's filmed, but I think it's on Castle Howard Road leaving Malton, which can be seen here now. What do you think though? Does it sort of match up or not? Or I half wonder if it was taken at the Malton to Pickering roundabout looking towards York. This picture of David Wakely shows Old Malton in the top right hand side of the screen, with the temporary Dowsett working depot in the bottom left hand side. Here we can see the Malton roundabout in present day, with Eden Camp, which used to be a prisoner of war camp, which is now a tourist attraction well worth a visit, alongside Russell's and Rip-Off Farm Services, better known as Ripon Farm Services, before the building of a new MCD's and KFC and some other crappy chain, making this roundabout look like any other up and down the country. I'm not sure where this next clip is filmed, but I don't think it's too far away from the River Derwent, as it looks as though Benny headed down towards the River Derwent. You can just see a train there going towards Scarborough to film what looks to be either a temporary bridge or the permanent structure that they put in. It doesn't really look wide enough to be the actual bridge when you see it get on it, but maybe it was one of two. I'm not quite sure. So if we look at another one of David Wakely's photos, we can see here the bridge being erected over the River Derwent, And then again, this is it in nowadays with all the bushes grown up. Malton Bypass opened in December 1978, 6 months ahead of schedule, which is something unheard of nowadays in government projects. It looks as though folks were allowed to walk down the 5.5 mile stretch of road before it opened for a ceremony. The links I'm going to leave at the end of this video of the Malton Michaelmas sheep sale in the 1970s filmed by Gene Craggs, and the rest of them done by the late Derkek Bennett, including a playlist of all his stuff, but mainly Malton in the 1970s and also of Malton Carnival. However, that might not be on for a while. I hope you've enjoyed this nostalgic journey into the past, captured by the late Derkek Bennett from Settrington, filming the day-to-day life, unique events that happened locally or afar, along with steam rallies, some no longer on the go, with glimpses into the past of what used to happen. If you'd like to see more, check out these links.